So here's a quick review of how to use the nav system in the F-15C. I've got the aircraft in navigational mode, which is indicated by the 1 nav and then in 59.9 and the bottom right of the HUD. We're going to be using the HSI, and then this line right here, well, I guess I can't show you, but I'll illustrate that here in a moment once we get airborne. Also, this is the second navigational system option that you have. You can put the aircraft in ILS mode. We're going to scroll through the different signals around the airfield, and this is the one that I want. This shows that the ILS signal is 1.6 miles from my current position, which should be at the approach in the runway, which is accurate. So we'll use this one, 1.6. And then our first nav steer point will be steer point 1. Also, we're going to take a look at our map. This is the broad overview of how I got my steer point set up. And this also lets you know that the steer points are selected and ready to go. So with that said, we are about ready to taxi. Let's get the lights on. Take care of the flaps. And let's go. Okay, nothing on final, nothing coming in that way. Alright, full throttle, and we are departing at this time. Rotate anywhere between 130 to 150 knots. Fuck is that? Airborne, gear up, flaps up. Alright, out of burner. So first things first is we're going to take the flight path vector, which is the circle with the line that's going up and lines to the right and left. We're just going to put that on the steering line, and that will get us essentially oriented. Okay, we've got some wind. That'll essentially get us oriented towards waypoint 1. And another thing we can use is the HSI, which is this right here. Our auto burner, 94% torque. Alright, so again, I'm heading to nav point 1, 51 miles away. We should be there in about 6 minutes. I've got my flight path vector over my steering cue line, which is that vertical line, going 450 knots. We're about on a about on a 054 heading. And this is letting me know that we are in line to where we need to be. Alright, the wind is pretty wicked, so we're crabbing into the wind. Now if I want, typically my technique is about 1 minute, so when it's showing we're 5 minutes from that waypoint right now, my technique is when I get to anywhere between 1 to 2 minutes, I'll switch to my next waypoint, just so that it's not taking me to fly directly over it, and I can already start making a turn or adjustment to get to my next waypoint to keep me on track. But that's purely technique. All right, let's double check everything. Gas is looking good. Gear flaps up. Some changes here. And just that easy. So the top of the HSI has the kind of the spearhead, if you see it, with the it's kind of a spear with the, you know, the two rails on the side. That's how I know that's the direction I need to be going. But just looking in the HUD again, just put the flight path vector on the steering cue. Start leveling off at 20,000 feet. So let's drop a little power. Hurry up and get us there. We're in burner now. Okay, so we're 2 minutes away. If I look at my map, I have a button where I can hit, where it'll show me my position on the steering vector, or on the map. Alright, so we can also use that for reference. I know just by looking at the map, steer 2 is going to be to my right. Alright, out of burner. So we're about 1 minute away, so we'll switch to steer 2. Oops. And again, it's telling me go to the right. So that's what I'll start doing. Sometimes the throttle creeps up and I'm in that first stage of burner. It's irritating, but it is what it is. So at this point I'm 17 miles from steer 2, 2 minutes out. I'm going to go ahead and intercept, straight line it, intercept at about a 45-degree angle as indicated here. You see the line moving from the left to the right. And now it's a matter of just putting the flight path vector on the line. I can adjust on my own as well, but little bit to the left of the line, so I'm going to adjust right, or completely put my faith in the horizontal situation, the line, and just put the flight path on it, and it's got me lined back up. So now I'm heading from steer point 1 to steer point 2. Come down a little bit, get back to 20,000 feet. And I should be at steer point 2 in 1 minute, or 7 miles. Once I fly over 2, it'll automatically take me to 3, which I'm going to demonstrate next. Five miles to steer 2. Okay, there's 20,000 feet. Alright, I'm not touching the steering cue. Point 1, boom, steer 3, which is hard right, so I'm coming right. Back in burner, back out of burner. Yeah, it just creeps, the throttle just creeps forward for some reason. Alright, so I'm starting to get lined up. I intercepted at about a 45, just like I did between 1 to 2. So we'll roll out here. The line should be moving in from right to left. I'm going to slowly start adjusting left now. Alright, now that I know I'm about on the line, I'm just going to use the vertical steer point indication and just put the flight path vector on it. And I can stay heads up. And we're about 5 minutes from steer point 3. Take a look at the map. That's where we are now. Once again, in burner. Alright, I'm going to start descent to 15,000. Okay, 1,000 feet to go. Start slowly bringing the nose up. Okay, 23 miles, about 2 minutes from steer 3. Let's take a look at the map. That's where we are, steer 3, coming up on it. So I'm using both my heading steering indicator and the HUD and the line right there, specifically putting the flight path vector over the line, and that's essentially navigating me, as well as the information I'm getting right here. If I want to go back to steer 2, I can switch 2, steer 1, whatever the case may be. I want to go to 3 for now, so that's what I'm doing. Alright, let's bring it down to about 10,000 feet. .7. All right, 1,000 feet. Slowly bring the nose up. Alright, I know I've got 4 miles to fly. Waypoint 3 is off my nose. Put the map away. Alright, so it should be about 15 miles to the airfield, so now I'm switching to the ILS. I know that's wrong. This is my ILS signal right here. So now I've got to put that flight path vector into the steering cue, which is a little, it's trying to kill me. There we go. On the airspeed. There we go. All I'm doing is chasing it. Alright, airspeed's looking not too bad. 7 miles to final. Bring my air brake out. It's coming up. Alright, 250, gears coming down, start giving some gas. Again, chasing it. And as you can see, it's getting me lined up for 2 and right, which is not accurate. Should be getting me lined up for 2 and left, but I don't know. It's a game. In real life, we'd have a decision height because it's a precision approach in the ILS. So when I would get to a certain altitude, I had to make a decision if I could see the runways or not. Oh, way fast. Way fast. Airspeed back. We're about at the decision height, so at this point I'd have to make a decision whether or not I was going to land it. I've got the airfield in sight. We're going to touch down. Airspeed isn't bad. Everything looks good. Bring the nose up a little bit. Oh, horrible landing. Something's wrong. I got popped the tire, maybe. I don't know. It's acting like a bitch, though. Okay, minus the pop tire and BS that comes with that. That's how you get her down.